I'm Red Robinson, and these are the Legends of Rock. Bobby V's Rubber Ball was the first of a string of hits in the early 60s. Here, Bobby tells us about one of his biggest influences.
To this day, I'm still a big Buddy Holly fan. I think that, for me anyway, a lot of people say Elvis Presley or whoever. For me, Buddy Holly was the rock and roller. Never made a bad record. He was full of energy and so innovative, wrote all of his tunes. And I met the Crickets when I moved to Los Angeles, or started recording in Los Angeles. Jerry Allison, the drummer, played on Rubber Ball and a few of my things, and Sonny Curtis. Those guys were always around. And it was a natural thing. I loved their music, and my music, I never really have ever been a rock and roll singer. I'm a pop singer, but my roots were in rock and roll. You know, somewhere in my mind, I'm just out there screaming away, with my guitar. And so that was fun for me because it gave me a chance to go do some rocking 50s rock and roll, which I love.
And your career spanned such an era, and I want to get to that right now. From 59 and that tragedy that took Buddy Holly's life, your career moved forth, but you went through a lot longer period of time than a lot of the artists. When the British invasion hit, it seemed to me that Bobby V said, "Okay, I'm going over to England." It seems like you took your sound over to England, and you stayed in the charts all through it all.
Well, I was lucky. The biggest selling record that I had of my whole career was Come Back When You Grow Up, which was the late 60s. But we were very fortunate through the early 60s. I had 3-4 records a year that were in the charts. Some of them big hits, and some of them were just kind of the bottom 100, but they made it nevertheless.
Saw a picture here, and I think it's out of a British publication, April 1964, and there in England with the Beatles and Dusty Springfield is Bobby V.
I've never even seen this. I'd love to have a copy of this. After all these years, I'm finally starting to put stuff together and say, hey, that was kind of neat. It was all in a box somewhere. I'd love to get a copy of this.
Got legends? We do. RedRobinson.com.